What if we told you that you could convince your pals you're rolling in cash without actually breaking the bank? In this video, I'm about to reveal the top 10 affordable cars that can make you look like a baller. You won't believe what number 7 is. 1. Mercedes-Benz C-Class. Now, if you're in the mood for a bit of sophisticated luxury, let's talk about the Mercedes C-Class. Mercedes, the name alone screams high-end, and for good reason. They're known for crafting cars with the precision of a Swiss watch, and it's practically the gold standard of luxury. The C-Class in particular is like a tank dressed up for a night on the town. It may not be the show-stopping S-Class, but here's the kicker. Most folks can't even tell the difference. Your wallet, though, can definitely tell. You can snag a C-Class for a mere $8,900. That's Mercedes luxury for the price of a used Camry. 2. Bentley Continental GT. Bentley's been around for ages, hand-stitching leather and squeezing baby Bugatti engines into its cars. So the Continental GT drives like a dream, but where it truly shines is the interior, where your behind will be parked. With an array of interior options that outnumber the exterior colors, you know they mean business. The Continental GT played a major role in turning Bentley from a niche car maker into a well-known mass-market brand, selling over 14,000 cars a year. Countless celebrities had one back in the mid-2000s, and here's a little secret. Bentley didn't change the GT from 2003 to 2011. So go ahead and treat yourself to one for just 34 grand. You'll be feeling like a superstar. 3. Maserati Gran Turismo. Looking for luxury with a dash of sportiness? The Maserati Gran Turismo should be on your radar. It's the lone Italian entry on our list because, well, let's be honest, most Italian cars aren't exactly headache-free. But Gran Turismo is the exception, not the rule. The interior and exterior are pure Italian craftsmanship. And that engine note is a symphony of speed thanks to the Ferrari-derived V8 under the hood. With all that having been said, you might think it's wallet-crushing, but surprise, surprise, it's cheaper than a brand new Prius at under 23 grand. Fast, luxurious, and affordable. What's not to adore? 4. Aston Martin Vantage. Allow me to introduce you to the Aston Martin Vantage. If the Vantage doesn't make you feel like $1 million, I don't know what will. Aston Martin's masterminds crafted aluminum into a timeless masterpiece, one that belongs in a museum. But what truly sets the Vantage apart is that roaring V8 engine, practically built for the racetrack. And it won't cost you an arm and a leg. You can snag this masterpiece for just 35 grand. Stepping out of a Vantage will make you feel and look like $1 million. Plus, it comes with an extra 5 horsepower for that vroom effect to wow onlookers. 5. Porsche Cayenne. If you're after a luxurious SUV that's sporty, reliable, and won't burn through your retirement fund, set your sights on the Porsche Cayenne. No, not the spice, but the vehicle that Porsche cooked up when they decided to take a break from their sports car shenanigans. Right out of the gate, they aimed it squarely at the likes of Range Rover and the X5. And guess what? They hit the bullseye. The Cayenne proves that you can have luxury, utility, and a sporty driving experience without having to call a tow truck every 100 miles. Those German engineers in Stuttgart knew they were making an SUV, but they couldn't resist injecting it with a dose of Porsche DNA. So you can opt for a V6 or go all in with a turbocharged beast churning out 400 horsepower. And if you're trying to rock the baller lifestyle on a budget, these bad boys have depreciated like a rock in a pond. You can scoop up a V6 model for just over 10 grand, pimp it out, slap on some high beams, and go conquer sand dunes. In fact, the Porsche Cayenne might just be the perfect choice for the weekend warrior who wants to look rich without going broke. 6. Cadillac Escalade. Good news, my friends, you don't need a trust fund to look fancy. The Cadillac Escalade is your golden ticket to riches on a budget. Thanks to the early 2000s celebrities, the Escalade has become the go-to ride for those who've made it. Its blocky styling and growling V8 engine just scream luxury and success. Fortunately, the Escalade's design hasn't had a makeover in ages, so you can pick up an older model that still looks fresh off the showroom floor. Even better, depreciation has given this ride a little smackdown, so you can find them for around 20 grand. The Escalade has room for you and 7 of your closest buddies, which makes it practical for any upscale get-together, although it might be a tad excessive if you're just picking up groceries. 7. Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow. Certainly, this car might be older than your grandma's heirloom teapot, but hey, it's a Rolls-Royce, the pinnacle of luxury. But to be honest, getting out of a Rolls is like trying to leave a party that's way too fun. It's one of the nicest cars on the road, and you won't want to part ways. Moreover, riding in a Rolls-Royce is like floating on a cloud made of whipped cream, and the hand-stitched leather is so top-notch, it's practically comparable to sitting on a throne of marshmallows. It's the best of the best, and the good part is you can get it for less than the price of a brand new Camry. Even though the Rolls-Royce may come off as the peak of luxury, it's not exactly built for a speedy getaway. So essentially, it's more like a graceful, slow-motion escape vehicle. 8. Infiniti G35. If you'd rather save some cash on the car and repairs, the Infiniti G35 might be your jam. You see, the G35 was a bit of a misfit. It looked as fancy as the German rides, but under the hood it had the heart of a Nissan 350Z. Most people couldn't quite wrap their heads around it. It was like that one friend who showed up to the fancy dress party in a superhero costume. Performance-wise, it could give the sports cars a run for their money, and the interior was wrapped in soft, supple leathers, the kind of seats you'd want to cuddle with. Suffice it to say, the G35 had a little bit of everything, a Swiss Army knife of cars. It could do it all, but the problem was the new kid on the block, and it cost more than the German rivals. Not anymore though. You can scoop up one for less than 8 grand, and you definitely should. 9. Jaguar XJL. This car could very well be the granddaddy of opulent, over-the-top Jags. Back in the day, it had a price tag that could give Bill Gates a minor heart flutter. Heated seats, coolers, massagers, it was basically a 5-star spa on wheels. But here's where it gets wild. It's not your average Jag. It's the XJ, but with an extra 5 inches slapped onto the rear. That's like adding an extra slice of pizza to your already enormous pizza. The interior is so pristine that you'd think it came fresh out of a spa day. And guess what? This slice of British engineering and design can be yours for just 17 grand nowadays. That's like finding a unicorn in your backyard, and it's depreciated nearly 90%. It's simply British luxury at its finest, served with a side of sensibility. 10. Range Rover Sport. Finally, it's time to get sporty with a Range Rover Sport. No doubt Range Rovers have been around for ages, and they all stick to a winning formula. You'd agree with us that they're like the movie stars of the car world, drop-dead gorgeous and as soft on the inside as a pillow fort. The new Range Rovers can cost you a small fortune, enticing celebrities to spend more on a car than most people do on their houses. Now, while Range Rovers are known for luxury, the sports model adds a dash of adrenaline to the mix. But instead of splurging 100 grand on a brand new one, you can snag a 10-year-old model for just a smidge over 13 grand. But here is the catch. Most folks shy away from these British bruisers because they're not exactly famous for their reliability. But who needs reliability when you've got swag, right? If you've enjoyed watching this video, then most likely you're probably all about the dream of living the high life, cruising on luxurious yachts and zipping around in supercars. Except, you're not that loaded, but need to feel like you are. So we hope we have pointed you in the right direction and given you the cheat sheet to help you show off your best angle. Remember to subscribe to our channel if you found this content valuable. We'll see you in the next one.